Today we are going to install the new, turn-off-road, Ford Bronco, SUCA M1, billet front upper control arms. These arms fit the Ford Bronco, 2, and 4-door models. Installation time is around 60 minutes. Can be installed by yourself, easier with a friend. With a difficulty level of advanced. You will need this list of tools, to get the job done properly. So, gather all these tools, and let's start this installation. Before we remove the factory control arms, lift your Bronco safely on jack stands, and remove your wheels. Please review proper lifting and positioning practices in your Ford Owner's Manual for your model Bronco. Let's start removing the upper control arm, but before we can do this, we must drop the steering shaft. This only has to be done on the driver's side of the vehicle, but is necessary to remove the arm bolt. To do this, find the universal joint on the shaft behind this fender panel, and remove the 10mm M6 bolt. Once removed, slide the shaft down and out of the way. Next, using a 21mm wrench on the forward nut, and a 24mm wrench on the rear bolt, loosen and remove the backing nut. Now, we need to remove the ball joint, and to do this, use a 19mm wrench on the backing nut, and if it spins, use an 8mm wrench or socket on the end, as you see here, and remove the backing nut. Then, using a sledgehammer, tap here by the ball joint, to easily break it free, and remove the ball joint. Next, slide the arm bolt out, and remove the control arm. Now, let's prep the turn billet front upper control arms. First, we need to remove, and reuse the ball joint boot. Using a chisel with the angle side down, gently tap under the edge of the boot, to lift it up. Then, pull the boot out, and set it aside. Now grab the new billet arm, and slide in the ball bolt and spacer from the top side, as shown here. Then, flip it upside down, and remove the 3/4mm Allen bolts shown. Next, remove the ring, slide on the tapered misalignment over the bolt, grab the boot, and seat it in place. Then, set the ring back in place over the boot, and align the holes. Apply a drop of blue thread lock on each Allen bolt, and hand thread them back in. Now, tighten them down, and you're ready for next steps. Next, we need to determine the length of the arm, and adjust the heim joints. Using a measuring tape, measure from the center line of the ball joint bolt, to the center line of the arm bolt mounting holes. Then, adjust the heim joints in or out, until you reach the proper measurement. Now, install the misalignment spacers, as shown here, and slide the arm bolt through, making sure the heims line up. Once they do, leave the bolt in place and tighten the jam nuts. Then, tighten up the heim pinch bolts, so nothing moves. Pick up the control arm, holding everything in place, and you're ready to install. Next, this is the tricky part, holding the spacers in place. Install the arm up and over the shock tower, and set the arm in place. Then, grab the arm bolt, and slide the bolt through from the firewall side of the vehicle. If the bolt doesn't want to slide all the way through, move it around a little and try threading it through. This seemed to get it started, so we could push it through, and get the backing nut on it. Now, align the ball joint, and slide it into position, as this may also help with the arm bolt install. Once in place, thread on the backing nut, then thread on the ball joint backing nut, to hold it in place. Next, tighten down the control arm bolt. Refer to the latest torque specs found online, to properly torque the hardware. Now, using a 10mm Allen wrench, and an 18mm wrench on the backing nut, tighten down the ball joint hardware. Again, refer to the latest torque specs found online, to properly torque the hardware. Next, install the billet dust cap, using the 3/4mm Allen bolts. Apply a drop of blue thread lock to each of these bolts, before installing and tightening down. Lastly, let's reconnect the steering shaft, by sliding the universal into place, installing the set bolt, and tightening it down. Repeat these steps to the other side of the vehicle, and you are done. We strongly recommend having your vehicle professionally aligned, after doing any kind of suspension work, to make your equipment and tires last a long time. Congratulations, that completes your Turn Off-Road billet front upper control arm install. The Turn Off-Road billet upper control arms are the perfect way to upgrade your front suspension. They not only look amazing in your Broncos well, but they also add strength, adjustability, and reliability to your suspension. Made from a solid piece of billet aluminum, and the use of Heim joints, you won't have to worry about them while out on the trails. These arms strengthen up the front end, which makes this tough, rugged, and overall a better suspension. Until your next Tern product install, be safe out there. If you have any questions during your product installation, don't hesitate to contact us via phone or email. We are here to help.